Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just bringing you a quick review of the Joe Fixit Wave comic Kang figure. I thought I might as well do a quick review, as when I got this obviously I didn't have the channel, and obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is under a month away now from release, and the main villain is going to be Kang, and this is currently the best actual Kang figure you can get on the market. You can get the He Who Remains figure from Loki, which is technically a variant of Kang, but in his suit and with his armor and weapons and stuff, this is the only figure that you can get. So yeah, I'm doing a quick review today, so let's take a closer look at the figure. So taking a closer look at the figure, if I just bring it in, here you can see the Kang face. Marvel Legends is obviously known for, trying to bring comic characters and give them a little bit of realism in their newer waves. And they've done this to Kang here, and I think it looks great. Obviously, it doesn't look like Jonathan Majors, but it doesn't actually look that bad. If you were to use this Kang in a, for example, MCU display, if you wanted to get it right now, so if you can't wait to get your hands on a Kang from the new Ant-Man movie, which I'm sure they're going to make, if you wanted to get one now, I honestly think this would be a great substitution. And as you know, if you've watched Loki, He Who Remains talks about a lot of variants of Kangs fighting each other. So this could easily work as a simple variant of Kang on the shelf. So taking a closer look, we've got the face, nice looking face sculpt here. We've got his nice blue paint, which obviously he's famously known for. Obviously, sometimes in the comics, it's mostly a mask, but it looks like a blue face the way that the comics are drawn. But obviously, in the new Ant-Man movie, we know it's going to be a mask. So yeah, we've got his nice blue paint for the mask, and we've got a different paint outline for a paint color outline for the outline of the mask, and his sort of, well, in the Ant-Man movie it's going to be scarring, but yeah, let's just call it scarring. And then you've got the nice whited out eyes, which aren't actually whited out, they've got like a silver effect to them, which I think is really nice. And then you've got nice purple, flat purple, which goes along the figure, same shade for his different parts of his armor and his neck piece here, and the belt, and then his gauntlets. You've got the again a same shade of continuous shade of green for his sort of overall top and sleeves. You've got a little bit of a different lighter shade here going down towards the crotch piece, but overall, yeah, it's very basic paint, but very nice, a very nice mold in my opinion. You've got mold outlines here on the belt, wrinkles made on the top. In the front of the belt, you've got some extra little bit of detail on his neck piece and on his head. I think this is a really, really, really good mold that they made. Overall, you can tell they put a lot of effort into this, and for a character like Kang, you would expect them to. So that's good, and I genuinely think that the time this came out, like I said before, I didn't actually have the channel. This was when Marvel Legends was sort of coming back into their former glory, and now obviously they're releasing great Spider-Man figures and whatnot. So yeah, I think this was very much the start of a new age for Marvel Legends of making really good figures, and I would definitely pick this up. Before we move on to the articulation, I just want to quickly take a look at his accessories, because he does come with an okay amount for his price at the time. So he comes with a sort of grabbing hand, kind of like, you can probably use this as like some sort of energy shooting hand if you wanted to. Kang does that in the new trailer actually. He comes with two closed fists, which I think that's what came on out of the box, but I don't quite remember. He has another one of these energy effect holding type grabbing hands. I would personally, if I was having him in my display, have him probably like this, but he also does come with a trigger finger hand to hold his gun, which this was a really nice addition. And if we take a quick look at the gun, we've got a really, really nice mold here. Obviously one flat gunmetal color, but nice little bit of detailing going on in the front and the back. No hole here to put effects in, which is it's okay. I mean, it would have been good, but you could have put probably the Iron Man blast effects in here. That would have been okay. But yeah, overall, I think the gun's pretty good. And yeah, let's see him holding the gun. Now here is Kang holding his blaster, and it is a struggle to get in. I will be honest with you. I did cut the video for about 4 minutes trying to get this in, mainly because to sort of maneuver all the parts of the hands where they're supposed to fit in, like the trigger finger into the trigger piece, and then the thumb around the handle. It's quite hard because the hands, they're well molded to the point where it's quite hard to sort of pry them. If you wanted to use heat, you could, although I don't recommend it, because if you pry them with enough force, they'll go in, and once this goes in, it's not going to fall out or anything. And yeah, it does look pretty good. This hand has got a up and down hinge, which is a bit rubbery on mine, so it's practical for a shooting type hand. But yeah, this is the gun. So bringing Kang in for a closer look at his articulation, we can see that the head doesn't really move up that much at all, doesn't really move down that much at all. I don't know if it's because I'm not putting enough pressure and like pressing it back. I don't think it is, because this helmet's going to get caught on this neck piece anyway, so I'm not 100% sure. If you guys can get yours to look up a bit more, let me know. I'm not really going to risk it unless I pop his head off, heat up the joint, and then do it just to loosen it up a little bit. But I'm not going to risk it because Marvel Legends joints can snap. I've never had it happen to a head joint, but it's happened to a leg joint of mine for one of my Spider-Man figures. So it does tend to snap sometimes. But you can also rotate this head fully, as any Marvel Legends head does. Coming down to the torso, you can crunch forward about that much, crunch back about that much, which helps with the lack of head articulation. So if you want him to look up a bit further, just crunch the torso back, and if you want to look a bit further down, crunch the torso forward. Swivel the torso, which is standard, and going to the arms, full rotation kind of. I mean, because of this, it kind of just pegs out to the side and then rotates, which is okay. And then you don't get a bicep swivel, but you do still get the single jointed elbows coming to a 90 degrees, and instead of a bicep swivel, you get a elbow swivel, which makes up for it. Then you get a wrist swivel, and like you just saw, a hinge. And then coming down to the legs, we've got kicking forward about that much, a good kick forward. Again, get stuck on this, but still a good kick forward. Kicking back about that much, which is better than some Marvel Legends, but still it's not too bad, it's okay. Thigh swivel, which is standard, and then you've got your double jointed knees, which is good. Then you've got your foot, which kicks forward about this far, which is decent, and then that far, which is good. You can get him in some hovering poses and stuff with that. Also got a good ankle pivot, and then you can also kick out. That's about furthest it'll go. That's really good. A really good kick out, to be honest with you. That's pretty much, I think, the best you're going to get. I mean, this does a really good job of molding in here instead of sort of sticking out. And then these pieces are molded out here, but not here, as you can see at the top. I think that's a really, really good thing, because obviously it allows for a bigger split range, essentially. But yeah, with the look at the articulation, it's pretty decent. Another thing I've seen is that people have been head swapping this with the Jonathan Majors head from the He Who Remains figure, the new one that's come out. It doesn't look that good to me. I mean, it looks like the head to the new one sits a bit too high. So I don't know if I'll be picking up that figure purely for that head swap. But if I do, I'll be sure to probably do a review of that and do a head swap. So here is Kang in what I like to think is on the shelf pose. This is, you know, standing menacingly. Everything is just right here to match his character, and I do think if you want to have him for like a phase 5, phase 6 display, I do think this is a great thing to pick up, especially now, since I don't know what it is, but I've seen a lot of retailers getting him back in stock. So, but at a higher price range than what I've paid for him actually. On release, I think he was 24. I've seen him now for 30 in retailers that usually sell for retail prices. They don't really upsell anything. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But my local store, Forbidden Planet, has got it in stock. And they have got it in stock on their website for any UK collectors who want to go and get it. So I will link that down in the description below. And yeah, let's get him compared to some other characters. Here is Kang next to a comic style figure. This is the 20th anniversary comic Captain America, which these two actually in my display currently at the moment are sort of in the same display, as I am creating a Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes display with this Kang as sort of the centerpiece, because this is where I was introduced to Kang personally, first watching that show and seeing that arc. And even today, for a kids show, that Kang arc holds up so well. Before Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out, I urge everyone to go and watch that arc, and essentially watching that is what urged me to pre-order this figure way back when, what, a year and a half ago now, I think it was, when they first announced it. And I don't think there was an announcement of Kang in the MCU, obviously, and we did see Loki and everything. But yeah, I think my main draw to this figure was Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Here is Kang next to your normal sort of 16 scale figure. We've got the Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasies 15 Spider-Man. As you can see, Kang is slightly taller than this Spider-Man, whereas the Captain America I showed before him was slightly taller than him. Here is Kang next to someone he could potentially be facing off against in the upcoming Avengers films. This is the 1/12 scale Mezco Daredevil from season 2, I believe. Here he is next to someone else he may be facing off against in the future. This is the SH Figure Arts No Way Home Spider-Man. And yeah, he is towering over this. I think the scale's not too bad. Obviously, we haven't seen Jonathan Majors and Tom Holland stand next to each other in the MCU as of yet. But yeah, I don't think the scale of this is too bad. It's probably a little bit off in terms of how short Spider-Man is, but that is how SH Figure Arts usually scale their figures. So yeah, it's not too bad, but it's not the best. So guys, at the end of the day, I do think this is an amazing figure you're getting for the price. In my opinion, it's easily one of the best Marvel Legends for a villain that you can get out there, in my opinion. Obviously, I favour Kang, because Kang's like one of my favourite villains of all time. But I do think that it is a must pick up before Ant-Man and the Wasp, because you know this guy, number one, is going to sell out wherever he is in stock right now. And the price will skyrocket as soon as the hype for Kang comes in, which I feel like it already has with the release of the trailers and stuff. Forbidden Planet have got it in stock, which they are my usual UK retailer to go to for stuff like this. So they have got it in stock, and I will be linking them down in the description below. And for America, I'm not 100% sure. If any of you guys are from America and you do see him about, feel free to put it in the comments to let anyone know where he is and stuff. But yeah, essentially, I recommend you go and pick up this guy before he sells out for the hype for Ant-Man. And as you can see here, I got him in a great pose with two of his grabbing hands for the gun, which I didn't actually showcase before. So yeah, as you can see, he looks great. I'm going to take some more shots with him, which I'll upload to my Instagram, which you can go and check out, link in the description. If you did like this video, it was a bit of a quicker review. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and also share with all your family and friends. And I will see you in the next video.